Welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a little bit of a mashup of everything because I'm home alone for the next couple days while Hunter's out of town. So I wanted to share a little bit more insight with you guys. So I'm going to be talking about my experience with high dosing Retatrutide. I'll show you some of my favorite recovery tools. I'll even walk you through what peptides and hormones I'm currently using on myself and my dogs. And since everybody's been asking, I'm also going to be showing the different places I inject myself besides my stomach. And for a little bonus, I'm also going to show you my at-home lower body workout. I have no idea where anything's at. Hunter is in New Jersey for work and took the tackle box with all the supplements in it. He'll be back tomorrow afternoon, but I'm just like completely lost on where things are at. Hey, get out. Go. You can tell yourself. Dad's gonna see this vlog. They're not supposed to be in the house. That was really annoying trying to get those supplements together. I didn't realize how much I relied on that supplement box. So today's Monday, so he left yesterday, Sunday afternoon. He comes back tomorrow afternoon, and then, which is Tuesday, and then Wednesday we leave to go on our honeymoon to Italy. And I just have like a ton of stuff that I need to do for packing, getting ready for this trip, and still work. I have my women's call is usually on Thursday nights, but it's going to be on Tuesday night this week. So if anybody's interested in working with me, I have a private women's group, the Feminine Flow Collective. That's where I share all my details on how to build your own peptide plans, how to optimize your hormones, get connected with the right doctors, get you connected with companies if you don't want to go down the doctor route, but I don't share any of that information on here in the channel. So I'm gonna finish doing my morning supplements. I just have Quick Essential. This is their saltwater packs. I really love this to getting more minerals into my day. And I like using these in the morning just because when you wake up, you're a little bit more dehydrated. Retatrutide. So I've been experimenting with Reta the last couple weeks since I've been cycled back on it. I have been taking a lot higher dosage with this. So typically when I first start taking Retatrutide, I like to do microdosing. And how I microdose is that I start off with taking 0.5 milligrams and then I work my way up to 2 milligrams. Typically most women feel good at 1.5 milligrams to 2. I never go over 2. And basically then I just split my doses up throughout the week, that 0.5 milligrams, and then I divide that by 3, and then I take that amount throughout the week. So I do a split dosing, and then I gradually up my dose about like 25% over a period of time over the next several weeks. Usually between like about like 4 weeks is 1.5 dosing, and then probably around like hitting more like 6 weeks in is when I get to the 2 milligrams, kind of more so. I stay on that 1.5 a little bit longer, as long as I can, until I start noticing those food cravings coming back. But that's how I microdose GLPs. That's how I microdose Retatrutide, is that I basically start with 0.5 milligrams and then over a course of several weeks work my way up into my higher dose of being either 1.5 milligrams or 2 milligrams. So I just do the split dosing throughout the week. But what I decided to play with and do is, because I had been off Retatrutide for so long, and a lot of people complain that when they first start taking Retatrutide, especially at those microdosing amounts, is that it speeds up their metabolism and it wakes up their metabolism, and then they start actually getting hungry and burning more calories with the metabolism. So especially with that glucagon receptor being in there, I wanted to try playing with just like, how would it feel if I just started off taking 2 milligrams? And basically I've been playing with this for about 2 weeks now, and the side effects of that have been very interesting. So food noise cancels out very quickly starting on a high dose like that. Now, even though I'm still taking I was taking the 2 milligrams, I was still doing a split dose throughout the week. So I was still taking that. I wasn't taking it all in one day. I noticed like extremely runny bowel movements, really pushed out everything on my GI system. The other thing I noticed is that it really slowed down the digesting tract system down very, very quickly. It was very difficult to hit my macro point, which I'm okay with that because I'm using a GLP right now because I'm trying to cut a little bit more. So it's okay to cut my calories down. But I did notice that. And then I actually upped the dose last week to 3 milligrams. I wanted to see how I felt. And Wednesday, basically I was just taking like 500 micrograms every single day. I wasn't doing my like every other day rotation. And this is just like what Hunter and I like to do. We like to experiment and test on ourselves. I am not telling anybody to go out and copy what I am doing right now. This is me literally testing to see how I can push my body with the GLPs, what the side effects are when you're doing higher dosing amounts. And look, 3 milligrams might not sound like a lot to you. I know that there are bodybuilders that will take up to 10 milligrams of Retatrutide. It might not even sound like a lot for someone who has a higher body fat percentage to lose. But for somebody like me who is in a lower body fat percentage, who is using this as a tool to lean out, and also too, I want to also test this to see how I feel because I do this and I teach people how to do this for a living. I want to know what those negative side effects feel like. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're experimenting and using these products and testing your products, like this is just something that I want to do. This is something that like I really want to be able to experience it, because I feel like when you experience things, that's the best form of learning. I can go and research what it feels like to take 3 to 10 milligrams of a GLP, but I'm not going to really fully understand what's happening unless I'm doing it to myself and experimenting on myself. So I'm always safe with everything that I'm doing, but that's why I like to experiment and test on myself. So last week I pushed myself to taking 3 milligrams by Friday. So I took 500 micrograms every day. For Friday, I end up taking 1 milligram, which got me to like my weekly total of 3 milligrams. And I haven't taken it since. It's Monday, so I haven't taken anything since. And like Friday when we were driving back from the gym, I literally could not drink my protein shake. Like it was tough for me to, like I couldn't drink it. Like I think I still had like that much left in the bottle. I made myself drink it because I know I needed to get those calories in, but it was so hard to get that in. But I am going to take more Retatrutide though. Take like 500 micrograms. Just see, I feel I probably won't do more than probably 1 milligram this week. I'm also just going to take my testosterone. So that's all I'm taking today as far as peptides. I'm just taking Retatrutide. This is my therapeutic amount prescribed to me by my doctor. I take 12 milligrams total a week. This is 4 milligrams that I'm taking right now. There's like some weird thing that like some people can't inject themselves unless they're like a medical professional on YouTube and on social media. I got this question when I posted my last vlog video of all the different places that I inject myself. Now I can't show injecting on camera. What I can do is I can show you areas that I would inject. So if I'm injecting sub-Q, obviously I'm gonna go into the stomach, I'm gonna pinch the stomach and go in at an angle. Now I also get that like people get bruised on their stomach after a while. So you can do anywhere you have subcutaneous fat. So I always tell women too, you can also do the sides of your hip area. You hold some fat, so you can just go in, pinch it, go in at an angle. You can go in there. You can also do intermuscularly. So for inner muscle, you can go into and do your deltoids, and you would just go straight in. Rather than going in at an angle, you would go straight in. You'd want to use a longer needle. Inner muscle, I use a 28 gauge, half long needle. If you are bigger, you do have to use a longer needle in order to get past that fat. You can do your quad area. You can do intermuscular there. Glute is where I also do a lot of my intermuscle knots, and glute wide, you want to go up higher with it. So that's like where my glute starts. It's the bottom of my glute. This is the top right here. You want to go up higher with that glute. Some people like going more on the side, like where that curve is. You just don't want to go low. You want to go up higher, like where that muscle is more at. You can even do like even onto the side, like where that glute kind of area is. You can do sub Q right there. You just go in at that angle. So those are the different areas where you can inject. You can always inject peptides intramuscularly if you want. It's not something that you have to do. Yeah, those are all the different areas. So I'm gonna make some coffee, sit outside with the dogs. So I love starting my mornings outside. Every morning, Hunter and I sit on our back porch. We have coffee, we play fetch with the dogs, and there's just something that's so grounding about starting your day outside in nature, especially when you're like us and we have to be on screens all day. It's just so refreshing to be able to start your morning off that way. So this workout was mainly focusing on lower body, mainly hamstrings and glutes. I'm just starting off with some squats, some good mornings, and then I'm going to also be doing some RDLs with the cable machine. And this new gym equipment has been very interesting and fun learning. I'm also going to be doing some kickbacks. So I like to do a full extension kickback, and then I do 10 reps of that, and then I do 10 pumping sets. This really helps fire the glutes. And then I also like to finish off with some clam openers with a band. Challenging. They definitely will get your glutes on fire. And then I've also been trying to focus on recovery with having the plantar fasciitis because of my IT bands and hip flexors being so tight. I'm really trying to be better about incorporating stretching after my workout. This is just me kind of going through some stretching to kind of get my hip flexors more open. This is definitely something I have been slacking on. So recovery and stretching is so important. And then I always like to do abs. I do abs every day, and I'm just doing some crunches on my medicine ball. And then in between each of my sets of crunches that I do, I like to do a squat position like this to really help open up my hips. Zero work got done today. I did respond to the women in my group. I responded to them, but it's just been nonstop. There have literally been people in and out of my house all day, and it's now 8 o'clock. And finally, the last person just left. Like, I'm so exhausted. So I'm going to eat some dinner. I'm just eating nothing special. It is just some rice with shredded beef. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Yeah, yesterday was such a day. It was just a very chaotic day. It did not go as I planned. It's now 7:45. I have been up since 4:30. Did my journal, and then I did some creative writing. I love creative writing, fiction writing. I already took my supplements. I'm not going to show that to you guys again just because it's the same thing that I basically took yesterday. But this morning, peptide wise, I took a lot more peptides than I did yesterday. I took Biomind, which I hadn't taken that in a while, and I love Biomind because it really helps with brain cognition, brain function. I'm not a tesofensine fan. I just feel like tesofensine just doesn't do anything cognition wise for me. I definitely think it does have some great appetite suppression, but for me, tesofensine just doesn't do anything. So this morning I took my Biomind, which the J147 and Biomind makes a huge game changer. That's something you can't take that every day because it will affect your sleep. But I just really needed something to help my brain. I just felt like yesterday my brain felt like a hamster wheel, just kept going and going and going. And my brain just felt scrambled. And, that's just kind of, at the end of the day, like, we're all human, no matter the peptides, supplements, hormones you're taking, like, it's okay to feel that way. Peptide wise, I also took this morning. So I want to focus on recovery, but I also need some energy. So I took injectable 5-amino, which is going to really help with giving me the energy today to kind of get through the day. I also took MOTS-c. MOTS-c, I haven't used MOTS-c in a while, but I've been taking it again. And I really do love MOTS-c. I've been taking it more on my cardio days. So when I don't lift, I do fasting cardio. I mean, I always underestimate how great MOTS-c is. And I used it last week on my lifting days and I didn't like it. I used it last Wednesday and I used MOTS-c along with injectable 5-amino on my lifting day and it was a leg day and I didn't like it. I just noticed like I got hot super quick, kind of like how when I take Shred X, I get really hot from the cardarine in it and I got really hot. I don't like to get so overly hot to where like I can't cool down when I'm lifting because then it stresses out the body more. I took it today because I'm fasting and focusing on cardio and recovery. I took that and then I also took OSO1, which is going to be the new product from BioLongevity called BioAmp. OSO1 just makes cardio feel like nothing. I mean, I did 45 minutes on the treadmill and it felt like I was on there for like 20 minutes, not even. So it makes cardio go by so much quicker. And I think having the injectable 5-amino, having the MOTS-c in there, that also helps as well too. I also took some peptides for immune because I'm going to be on a plane. So I took thymosin alpha-1, some KPV, and I took thymolin. 500 micrograms each of those peptides just to help with my immune system with traveling. For recovery today, I'm going to be doing my massage appointment, and then tonight I'm going to do my Bimini bath tub. So the Bimini tub is an oxygenated tub, so very similar to how people get in oxygen hyperbaric chambers. So this actually puts oxygen into your bath water. So you can get like I know like Jay and Monica have like the big tub that got installed in their house, but you can actually get a portable one, which is the one that we have, that can go into any bathtub, and it basically vacuums out some of the water in the tub and then puts oxygen in it and then it puts it back into the tub. So it basically makes tiny little molecule oxygen bubbles that can actually go into the skin, and it's really good for recovery, for anti-inflammatory, really good for detoxing, and it's a big game changer for recovery. So I'm going to be good and do that today. And then I'm going to do the red light blanket. I want to go to Hunter's mom has a red light bed. If you live in the Raleigh area and want to go into a medical grade red light bed, definitely check out her red light bed therapy company. Is called NC Radiance. And it's the trifexa red light therapy bed. And it's amazing. It's been the best thing for my foot, for my plantar fasciitis. So I would love to go and do that today, but it's just it's not going to happen, and that's okay. And then I have my women's call tonight. So at 8, we usually do it on Thursdays, but we're doing it on Tuesday since we're going to be gone. So yeah, there's a lot to get done. So I'm going to just try and have a recovery day with everything that I have going on. But I'm just going to try and be very gentle with myself today. I feel a lot more grounded than I did yesterday. I always feel so guilty leaving. We're going to have so much traveling coming up when we get back. It's been nice not having to travel. He's 12, but shows like no signs of like declining as of right now. He's had like 4 leg surgeries and he has dementia. But honestly, like since switching them over to a raw food diet, that has been extremely beneficial for the both of them. But switching him over to a raw diet, we've given him peptides, we've given him BPC. People might come after me for this, but since we've been giving them testosterone, which sounds crazy, testosterone has completely changed this dog's life. His dementia was really bad to the point like he would stare off into the corners. He would feel lost, like at night especially, didn't know where he was at. And Hunter wanted to experiment, like, let's just give him a little bit of testosterone and see how he does. And honestly, the testosterone has like completely helped his dementia to where he's not like, He doesn't stare off and seem lost at night anymore. Cry as much. I mean, he still cries and gets excited to see us because, I mean, that's just a German Shepherd. They're just very dramatic. And it is, I think that is honestly like what's keeping him alive. It's also helped him a lot with maintaining muscle because he is older. So he's starting to get like, you can see his spine and his ribs a little bit. And it's just like older dogs, they start to get that spine showing. I forget what it's called, but it's, I mean, helped him put muscle back on. It's helped him a lot with his legs and with his arthritis. So people might not like to hear that, but testosterone therapy has helped him. And I swear it's what's keeping him alive so long because he is a purebred German Shepherd and he'll be 13 in January. So I think that's pretty good. And we give it to the younger one too. He's 9, does not act 9 at all whatsoever. Hunter gives it to him. And we notice like when they need it because they start like acting out a little bit, like they just become a little bit more stubborn. We can definitely tell it is making a difference on them. So honestly, dosing amount, Hunter is the one that does it to them because I don't know off the top of my head. But I mean, it's definitely helped him too. And even like with the younger Shepherd, he definitely has a lot more energy. His coat is a lot shinier now. I think a lot of that has to do with the raw food. And it's actually helped him slim down and lose weight, but like we can actually tell like he's also like becoming more muscular. So, I mean, these dogs have no issues and signs of aging and declining, but I think with the older one, just seeing like how much it helped his dementia has just been so awesome. I'm gonna enjoy drinking this coffee and then I need to shower and try to do some packing. So this is my Bimini NanoJet Oxygen Bathtub. This is my favorite new recovery tool in our house. So instead of using a hyperbaric chamber, which are still super beneficial, I like to use this instead because it is infusing the water with nano bubbles that are so small they go through your pores and deliver oxygen deep into the soft tissue. That deep oxidative treatment helps reduce inflammation, speeds up recovery and healing. It's also going to help with rejuvenating the skin. So whether you're dealing with eczema, acne, or even if you just want anti-aging to help produce collagen, reduce the wrinkles, this is going to be the best recovery tool you can use. On top of that, it's also going to help with anxiety, headaches, tension, and stress while supporting full body detox, which is so important for the body. This is also going to be super beneficial with me dealing with plantar fasciitis because of my tight IT bands right now. So better is that I don't have to mess with the aesthetics in my bathroom with the bigger tub that you can get installed in your house. But really the portable one is just as good as the big tub. I've used both and they're both amazing. What's even better is that this machine is so easy to use. All you have to do is run the prime cycle for about 30 to 45 seconds. It preps the water, gets the bubbles going, and then you leave it on while you're soaking in the tub so that way the bubbles are continuously going throughout the water. So it is so easy and simple, and I always sleep so much better whatever nights I do get into this tub. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I cannot wait to talk with you guys again soon.